Hello and a very good evening and welcome to the Hampton League Netball Show. Great to have your company for another Wednesday night. It is the final round of the home and away season, a season that's had many ups and downs with COVID lockdowns and weeks off. But we're finally to that final round. It only feels like yesterday we were at Victoria Park in Koroit for the Good Friday clash to start off the season. But as I welcome Trish Butters, whilst it's exciting, it's also a little bit sad for, 5 sides that will be playing their final game of the season this weekend.
Yep, and a few people may hang up the netball shoes this weekend, so we might not see some people next year. So yeah, it is sad for those people, and but exciting for those who have got into the five in a pretty trying year, let's face it.
And I think just looking wholly at the whole netball competition, both juniors and seniors and so forth, I think we're going to have a pretty good mix of sides.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't looked through totally and counted the sides, but someone did tell me there was only a couple missing out of the seniors that aren't represented in footy.
Yep.
And I'm not sure in the netball. I think, I haven't looked at that actually.
Yeah, I think we're going to be pretty well represented by nearly everyone across one grade or another. So I reckon that's terrific, and it just shows you how strong our competition is, and like whether your sides are not up there in the top echelon with senior sides, that they're really doing well at junior sides and vice versa. Yeah. So I think it's great for the league. Hey, let's look at results very quickly of round 12 last weekend. The conditions were sensational, and we saw some terrific results. And the first game was Camperdown and South Warrnambool. The Roosters getting the job by 9 goals. Koroit falling 10 goals short in a really admirable game against the Cobden Bombers. Port Fairy unfortunately weren't good enough against Terang Mortlock, who won by 13. Warrnambool, in a very close one, just fell a goal short against the North Warrnambool Eagles. And Portland, I guess you could say they defeated the old arch rival in the Hamilton Kangaroos by 17 goals, which is absolutely terrific. We might quickly just go through a couple of bit of vision from each of the games. And the first game we'll look at is Camperdown taking on South Warrnambool. And, the Roosters got the job done by 9 goals. They were fantastic. And Ali Malbom and young Meg Calson were in the goals and shot their goals. So a bit of a change of personnel inside the goal shooting circle for the Roosters.
This is a great win for them. They were without Annie Blackburn and Olivia Maris. Their 2 goalies have played there all year. So to put in 2... I know Ali's filled in a few games this year. She's been playing netball with her college. And Meg's played a lot of games in defence, but she is a goalie from junior rank. Yeah. So how great for them to be able to, just show, we talk about Cobden's depth, we're talking about their depth now, to be able to cover two of their probably starting 7 goalies and win a game against a team who's fighting to get in the 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And good to see Ruby Peake and Schleck named best for Camperdown, so it must have been that interview we had with her last week. And if she played in the centre, which I imagine she did, she came up against Ali O'Connor. Ali O'Connor was named second best, so they must have had a great duel in the middle if that was the case.
Looking at the vision there, I think she was goal defence. I think a lot of her games has been in goal defence and then popping into the centre during the last quarter. I don't know whether she did that on the weekend, but she's such a good defender. And reading the paper during the week, I think South had a bit of a game plan to take Ruby a bit out of the games, and obviously it worked. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's look at Koroit and Cobden. And Koroit, very admirable against the Cobden Bombers, falling by 10 goals. But this young Koroit side, they keep impressing me every week, and I think that's a big performance against a powerhouse side.
And it's still really close at 3/4 time. It was really only the last quarter that Cobden drew away from them. So excellent effort. Yeah, they are very young through the mid-court. Got a couple of experienced players in there, and we talk Nell just there doing a bit of an intercept. She is still only a young player.
She's nearly their oldest in the side, and she's still very young.
And then you've got Emily at the other end. So. Yeah, great effort by them. And we never know what Koroit are going to do in finals. So, but Cobden, we keep talking about them. They have the depth and they know how to win a game. And I think Sophie would be happy with that, because I know she's been unhappy that their last quarters have been fade outs. Yep. In this situation, they actually weren't.
Layla Monk named best for Koroit and Remy McCann named best for the Cobden Bombers. So, 2 very consistent players there. Port Fairy took on Terang Mortlock, and the Bloods under coach Liz Fowler were successful in this one by 13 goals. And you tipped this one, Trish. You thought the Bloods just might have had a bit too much for the Port Fairy side that are very young and still learning. And I think they, again, had a couple of injury concerns over the course of the weekend.
Port Fairy.
Hasn't been their luck.
Absolutely. They lost 3 players on the weekend. Alicia Maloney, a calf muscle.
Maddie Green.
Maddie Green did her ankle in the 17 under game.
Yep.
And Indiana Ryan hurt her back, so they're out for the rest of the year. They've got 1 game to go. I think they'll be happy to see the end of 2021.
I'll tell you what, Renee Taylor might have thought she might have walked under a ladder and got a bit of bad luck. They've had some
horrendous areas.
Yeah, bad luck. So hopefully it's all, we get a bit of luck for them next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Warrnambool and North Warrnambool, probably the game of the round. There's a 1-point margin in favour of the North Warrnambool Eagles, and it just makes that top 3 position very interesting, because obviously Warrnambool hold it by half a game, but it still allows Koroit and also North Warrnambool to be a relatively a chance. Yeah,
it makes it a very interesting last round of netball for sure, and it was a tough game, very contested game. North were down 3 goals at 3/4 time and come back and won by a goal in the end. So a lot of mistakes in both teams. Not a high-scoring game, really. It was a very defensive game, and caused lots of turnovers and lots of mistakes by both teams. But it was an exciting one, that's for sure. Yeah. Beautiful day. A bit windy out at Deakin. Had the first time I'd been out there. Beautiful courts, lovely sunny day, but the wind whips through the courts there.
Right.
So
Okay. And the last game was the Portland Tigers taking on the Hamilton Kangaroos, and the Tigers got another win for season 2021, and I like this young side. I think next year is going to be an even better year for these guys, and against the old arch rivals, getting the job done by 17 goals, led by Hannah Bunny and also Lauren Hockley up in the goals, 34 and 29 respectively.
Massive scores in this game. 63, did you say?
63 to 46.
That's a massive score in anyone's language. And obviously you can see there, beautiful dry conditions, and the goalies were shooting beautifully. And, Holly Phillips played, she shot a lot of
33.
goals. But obviously those in attack. And the day I saw Portland play in attack, they were very strong in attack, and I was really impressed with their game. So good on them. I didn't pick this one.
No, it was a nice win there by the Tigers, which leads us to our special guest, or one of our special guests tonight on the Hampton Netball Show from the Portland Tigers. A terrific game, named Best on Court after shooting 29 goals. I speak of Hannah Bunny. Hannah, thanks for joining us. Great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, terrific performance by your side last weekend against the old arch rivals. I think the club would have been pretty happy with the performance.
Yeah, we were wrapped with how we went. We weren't exactly sure how it would go at the start of the year. We're such a young side, but we're really, if we had a couple more games, I think we could have almost pushed ourselves up a bit higher on the ladder. But yeah, it's just been a really enjoyable season too, so that's really helped.
The day I saw you play, Hannah, I thought you were a standout as well, and I really tell us your netball story, because I don't really know your netball story. Where did you start in netball, and how did you come through?
I started when I was probably about 11 at Weston's in the Southwest District League, and then moved to Portland playing in the under-12s, and have been at Portland up until 2016. I moved to Ballarat for 3 years and played in North Ballarat there. The first year I played there, unfortunately, I did my ACL. So I had to recover from that. Come back 3 years ago now, back to Portland. Went back to Weston's for a season, test out the knee, and then, back to Portland last year.
Terrific. And you're enjoying your time back at the Tigers. And I guess from as you said before, you're a young list, but as the season's got on, I think you guys have gotten a lot better, and I think there's some exciting times ahead next year. The young girls have had the chance this year, are going to be a season better off next year, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We've really got ourselves in a good position, and hopefully if the girls stick around, we can really push some sides a bit further next year.
So what's the likelihood of that, Hannah? I know it's been Portland's Achilles heel over the years. You lose young up-and-coming stars to go to uni and move away. What does it look like for next year? Have you got any idea?
I think we'll lose maybe 1 or 2, but for the most part, I think most of our team is sticking around. So hopefully they stick around and still play. So, yeah.
Where do you think the improvements come from the start of the year to now, Hannah? I think your last 5 weeks has probably been the best out of the season that you've had. Where's the improvement come from?
I think we've just gone back to the basics and just been really pushing ourselves at training and just getting back to enjoying the sport that we've been playing for our life. It's just, I think, coming back to the enjoyment of the sport and, showing it on the court with our wins.
And a big game against the Warrnambool Blues this week. And, obviously you guys can't qualify for finals, but you can certainly shape how the top 3 looks, because Warrnambool's half a game ahead at the moment. North Warrnambool's breathing down their throat, as is Koroit, to try and get inside the top 3 for that double chance. So whilst finals is out for you guys, you can certainly shape it.
Yeah, like this weekend will definitely be a tough game for us against Warrnambool. They're very tall compared to us. I think we can, especially the way we've been playing, we can really push that team and maybe have an effect on how the ladder ends up at the end of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned that you aren't a tall team, and I think, that's probably been your Achilles heel this year. Your skill level and your ability around the goals and in attack has been second to none, really. The high scores every week, but it's that height down in defence has been a bit of a problem. It'll be interesting playing up against Warrnambool and Amy Word, and we know her height, and I guess it's all on that feed through the midcourt and stopping that feed in. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. If we can stop it getting into the circle, we'll put more pressure on that pass. And I think that's just probably the one thing that we need to work on to try and stop that goal in. So, yeah.
I think you've really improved a heap this year, Hannah. Is there anyone else, do you think, around in the team that you noticed that have made big improvements this year?
I think just as a whole, we've really improved well. Definitely Mad Stone played a lot of defence to start with, but we've moved her into the wing attack, and she's, always, she's really easy to find, and, I know where she's going to be most of the time, which has made it easy.
Hey, Hannah, we better let you go because I know you've got basketball duties. I think it's a regular thing for a lot of you Portland girls on a Wednesday night. The basketball duties are mixed throughout the midweek as well, so we really appreciate your time. Good luck for the weekend. Congratulations on a great season, and I'm forecasting already that I'm expecting the Portland Tigers to be really pushing for finals next year, so all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Hannah Bunny from the Portland Tigers, and what a great game on the weekend, 29 goals, and I didn't realise she played a bit of Ballarat football, Netball League action, so I think, she's got a bit of talent. So,
yeah. Definitely the games, I thought, she's short in defence, but in attack, but she's quick and she can shoot. And her and Lauren Hockley combined really well together the day I saw her. I don't know how long Lauren's going to keep going around. She's probably got great ideas about what that might lead, but she seems to keep getting better every year. So
well, my goal next year is to get Lauren Hockley on this program. I've tried many a times. I tell you what, I think out of anyone I've messaged, Laura's probably been the most this year, and unfortunately, I just can't get it just because she's just a busy person during the week, so we'll certainly get her next year. But we do thank Hannah Bunny for jumping on. Hey, let's go to our rising star, and I like this young girl. She's got a lot of talent. She started over in Port Fairy, and she's come over to the Warrnambool Blues this year, and I think she's taken her game to another level. And the feedback I'm getting is that she's had a super season. And I speak of Ava Pearce. Ava, thanks for joining us on the program. It's great to catch up with you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey Ava, first and foremost, how have you enjoyed your season at the Warrnambool Blues? You guys are going to be playing finals. There's no issues there. You're a chance to get the double chance this weekend. But overall, how have you enjoyed playing at the Blues this season?
Oh, I've loved it. I've loved every second of it. The girls are so lovely, and they were really welcoming when I came over to the team.
Are we allowed to ask why you made the move across to Warrnambool away from Port Fairy?
Yeah, of course. Originally, what was it, 2 years ago, I think, I did state titles in under-17s.
Yep.
And Ray coaching that, and I really liked the way she coached, the way she instructed us, and it wasn't forceful, and I was interested in playing for her, and that's really how I went to Wonderful.
Well, that's really interesting to know. So I bet she's really glad to hear that and that she impressed you in her coaching because you've certainly been a great addition to their mid-court. And I watched you play on Saturday, and you played an awesome game. And as I just said before, it was a pretty contested game, let's say. Yeah. I was talking to you after the game, and you were very walking along very in a sore manner, you know, gingerly, that's the word. Can you give us a bit more feedback on the game on the weekend and how do you think it all went?
I feel like individually, from what I guess, it's really bad.
I think there's a few internet connections.
Yeah, we've got a few internet problems there.
Us, but we'll keep on trying. So, Ava, a tough game. So, yeah, we'll go back with Trish's question. Just sort of how you thought the game was played out.
I felt like that the intensity, I guess, lacked a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I felt like as a team, I guess, we didn't capitalise on the gains we made, and I guess that I give credit to North's defenders because they worked really hard, not allowing us to find that space in the ring and also driving onto the ring. So,
yeah, I thought both teams made a lot of mistakes on the weekend. Would do a turnover and then would throw it away. And I guess, as you say, it's that defensive pressure. And we know Warrnambool's got a really great defensive pressure in their game. And North, it's one of their strengths, as I said last week. So I guess you'll see those sort of things. And I'm thinking coming into finals, Ava, need to clean up those mistakes because I think both of you teams are really capable of pushing for a premiership if you clean up some of those areas.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't played, I wouldn't say we played bad, but we haven't played that erratic in a long time. Yeah. So it was a bit surprising when I guess we lost a bit of our control on Saturday. So, yeah.
Have you got a bit of confidence going into the finals? Because I think your last 4 or 5 weeks, you've been pretty consistent. So I think, we know Cobden's a tough side. We know the Roosters are going to be hard to beat. But I think on any given day as well, you've beaten South Warrnambool this year. You've pushed Cobden. Your best netball is as good as anyone's. And do you guys have that self-belief as well?
Oh, yeah, totally. As long as I think we get pumped up and around each other, I think we can beat anyone. So it's exciting to see going into finals because it's a completely different ball game, I guess.
It's a very close 5, isn't it? I'm the same as you, Ava. I think any of those teams could win on the day. I think Cobden's still a standout for me because of their experience, and they don't seem to make the mistakes that everyone else does. But I think that's around experience rather than anything else. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I feel like Cobden, they've all played together for so long.
Yeah.
And I guess for us, me coming into the team, we had to really build those relationships, especially with Sarah and I guess getting that trust and being able to just throw it to one another where we want it on the run. And then I had to build individual relationships with everyone on the team. So it's just about getting used to how we all move.
Have you been regularly playing in the centre? Because I think in the past I've seen you playing in like a wing defence or a defensive position.
Yeah, so in juniors I was actually goal attack. and then I got too short. And then I started playing for Geelong and I was mainly wing attack. And then I guess down here, Sarah was their wing attack and Dude's just come back from a baby and she's been playing a bit of wing defence and she's absolutely killing it. Crazy. And I just kind of slid into the centre where they needed me. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see. Actually, Sarah did play really well at the weekend.
She's young.
I think her, as she said last week when she was on the show, her fitness is improving every week. And,
crazy.
She's got a really good judgment of the ball. And, yeah, that was really evident at the weekend as well.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ava, I want to ask you, have you played senior netball finals before? I'm just trying to count back. Were you playing senior netball finals at Port Fairy? I was a little bit unsure. So, have you before, or is this going to be your first senior?
I've played on the bench for Port Fairy. I warmed up, but no, I haven't been on the court senior finals. No.
So that must be exciting, knowing that next week you're going to be playing finals.
Touch wood, yes, hopefully. But yeah, I'm going to try and treat it as just a game, but obviously it's not a game. And I just hope that I do well for the team.
Yeah, not a problem.
You'll be good. Now, Ava, what we do with all of our young stars of the competition, Trish has a few questions that we want to find a bit more about you. You know what you like to do outside of netball and things like that. So Trish is going to do a couple of quick passes with you. So hopefully you're ready with some answers.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Ava, if you had a choice, what's your favourite position to play on the court?
Centre or wing attack, they're equal.
Not the goals anymore.
No.
Good luck getting Amy Wormel out of the goals.
True.
So when you're not playing netball, what's your favourite thing to do?
I love going to the beach, swimming, playing with my dog, but obviously it's been winter, so I haven't been able to do that as much.
What's your favourite AFL team?
Oh, I go for Essendon.
Oh, that's okay.
They're number 8. They're coming 8th, I think.
They're going to play finals, I think.
They're going okay. Favourite food?
Oh, I love bananas because they're very versatile. I
don't think anyone said that yet.
You can have them with ice cream and a smoothie on their own, banana bread. So yeah, bananas.
I like it.
Yeah, good idea. Oh dear. Your favourite place to go on holidays then?
Ooh, Queensland's an easy one.
Yeah.
Probably Coolum. Really nice.
Anywhere where there's a beach by the sound of it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The funniest person at the Football Netball Club.
Oh, well, that's Amy, obviously.
All right. Who's the loudest person at the club?
Emma.
Who was that?
Emma.
Oh, really? Oh, that's it. Oh no, I wouldn't have picked that. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you were going to go back to back with Amy with that one.
That's what I thought she said. So who's the fittest player at your club at the present moment?
Ooh, I think we're all really fit. We really worked on fitness during, I guess, the earlier games. So I'm backing that we're all really fit, yeah.
I'd probably agree with that. So and the last one is, what is your proudest accomplishment?
In netball?
Oh, in anything, really. Can be netball, can be a netball and then maybe something else. What's your proudest accomplishment just across the board, really?
I don't really know. I guess making certain teams for netball and figuring out that I was all right at netball. I guess that was nice.
I love it.
Good
Hey,
idea.
Ava, been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you and talk all things netball. You're a young star on the rise, and we look forward to really following your career with great interest. So thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. Nice chatting.
Oh, beautiful work.
Thanks,
Ava
Ava
Pearce from the Warrnambool Football Netball Club. And you know what? Another tick for our juniors. They have been superstars, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Just with their interviewing this year, it's been absolutely sensational. And she's got a bit of character about her.
She has. She's a bit, she's a quirky character, isn't she, really?
I like it. I like it a lot. Hey,
I reckon she might be pretty funny around the club too,
I reckon she might be a bit of a larrikin too, there's no doubt about it. Hey, let's look at this weekend's games, and then we're going to have a quick discussion about something pretty special on Sunday, which is our junior grand final. So, first game off the cab will be our match of the day for Hampton League Live, and this should be a cracker. First versus second on the ladder. South Warrnambool will take you on Koroits. Looking forward to this one. Should be a really, really good encounter.
Not first versus second in the netball.
Oh, not first versus second in the netball, but
second versus
fifth,
fourth or fifth. I don't know. Actually, I'll have to check that. They might have dropped to fourth. First versus fourth.
Yeah, right.
Second versus
it's still
fourth.
going to be a top
second
5 clash.
Versus fourth. It is, and it's an important clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important clash because Croydon are on the same points as North, as we said.
Yep.
South can't go out of second, can't get to first. So, bit of a dead rubber for them in one sense, but they really would like to go in with that defeat over Croydon. We all know Croydon build as the season goes on, and it'll be a really interesting game. I think they'll have Annie Blackburn back. I'm not sure about Livia Maris. I've heard she's not really well. Hopefully she gets back for finals. May give her another rest this week. But it'll be an interesting game. Really interesting game.
Yeah, and I guess both sides will want to hit it hard because you want good form going into the finals. You don't want to be leaving anything out there. You want to be getting in there and going in strong, and that momentum just continues on. Yeah,
talking to some players the other day, they said I've got tough games, so that's good coming into finals, having some tough games. So. I think they're all probably in an enviable position. They don't actually have to win. Would it be good to win to get into the second chance? But they're not going to drop out. You know, I suppose if Camperdown beat North by 20 goals more, they go in. You wouldn't think that would happen, but
funny things have happened.
Funny things have happened. But I think, I'd love to see the match-up between Annie Blackburn and Layla Monk. I'm assuming she's playing in goal defence at the moment. There's a few match-ups like that. It'd be really good to see. So, look, jeepers. I'll go with South. But, gee, it's going to be a close year. I reckon there'll be a 1 or 2 in it.
Next game we'll look at is, I might get you to put up on the screen, Harrison. I forget the order we're going in. It's Cobden taking on Port Fairy. And, the Cobden Bombers, they're doing everything right. And the Port Fairy Seagulls, we've just said about, the luck that they haven't had. Tough one for the Seagulls.
Absolutely. I think
depleted.
They're struggling to get a team on the court this week, to be honest. I think they had 3 or 4 and they're bringing some div ones up. So, they'll be very glad to see, 3 o'clock on Sunday and Saturday, I believe. But they've got some other teams in their finals, and so they've got something to look forward to. But Cobden, they'll be. They've probably got the easiest game of the round.
They have, but they'll want a good hit out because they will not have a game next week because obviously they'll get the double chance. So they go straight into a second semi. So they'll want their hit out to be very, very strong.
They will, for sure. And so they'll be playing for keeps. So Cobden for me.
Let's look at the next game. It's Hamilton taking on Terang Mortlake. This is at Terang, and whilst these two sides won't be participating in finals, both will want a strong finish to the year.
Yeah, and I was talking to Leah Kameen on the weekend. She umpired the game, the Terang Mortlake game last weekend, and she was really impressed with Terang Mortlake and their juniors that were coming through. Has some top juniors. Ava Grundy, and she came on and played in goal shooter, and she's only an under 15 and bottom age under 15, tall player, and did a really good job. And she couldn't stop raving about their team. Jackie Arundel, how she's improved over the years, and, taking that step forward as being a leader on the court. Hamilton though, we keep talking about Holly, and they have a lot of other great players on that court as well. So, I'm thinking Hamilton because I don't think Terang Mortlake have got the height in defence to counteract.
Shut down a Holly Phillips.
A Holly Phillips. Yeah.
Love it. Hey, next game is Portland taking on Warrnambool over at Hanlon Park. And, the Blues, they need to win to hold top 3. But Portland, Hannah Bunny in the side, they're going okay.
Oh, absolutely. And, they're going to take it right up to them. There's not an easy game
We know offensively they'll shoot high.
Yeah.
But it's what they can do defensively that is the big question mark.
It's always the question mark. Yeah. And, Hannah alluded to the fact, they're not a tall team and they won't be able to counteract Amy Wormwood, I don't think. So I will be going for Warrnambool. But I think, Portland will take it right up to them.
Yep. And the final game, North Warrnambool taking on Camperdown at Bushfield. The Eagles simply have to win. Camperdown, are they still in calculations? I have to...
if they win by 20 goals, apparently. Okay. If they win by 20 goals, because they...
so they're only a game behind.
Behind.
I knew they only won 5 games, but they've had the 2 draws.
Yes.
So they're a game of percentage behind.
They're a game behind.
Mathematically still a chance. So they'll be going out with the idea that they can still play finals, I would imagine.
Exactly. And I don't think Ruby's available this weekend. My understanding, she's flown out to America already. So that's a big out for them, or flies out Saturday or something.
Can't get a game of netball in before the
No. Well,
I know she's taken about 3 months to try and get it all.
She was playing
approved.
2 games, but the word around the tree was the other night that she finished last Saturday. So that's a big out for them. But pretty exciting. We heard last night that Tracy Baker will be might be her last game for on the Hampton Football Netball League courts, and
that's going to be.
We'll get Tracy.
Emotional if that's the case. What a legend she's been.
Absolutely, and we'll do some presentations before the court. She's played over 400 games, but we'll interview her next week, and I'll get some footage of Tracy in her game on the weekend. But North need to win, and I think they will. Yeah,
nice. Hey, now before we go, Sunday is Junior Finals Day.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. So over at the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy, which is sensational. Great venue over there. Tell us about the Junior Netball Grand Finals. I know you were there on Sunday. High quality semi-finals. are we going to see some really good grand finals being played?
Yeah, the South Warrnambool in the under-14 reserve team, they won comprehensively and are going for premiers and champions. So,
yep.
Yeah, I've got that right. Under-14, got it? No, under-15 reserves. We've got to change the thing.
So 13s and 15s, isn't it now?
Yes, 13s and 15. So the under-15 reserves are going for premiers and champions, South Warrnambool. Won really comprehensively last weekend. And they were a bit worried about, they were playing against Warrnambool and had only beaten them by 2 in the past, probably beat them by 20 goals. So coached really well by Leah Kameen. So I picked them. I think they looked pretty good to me.
Yeah.
On the other game, we have South and help me. Ed Croyt.
Yeah.
That will be a top game too. Yeah. We saw the little development game beforehand between the two teams. Both very strong. We were surprised, because often, that's the beginners. Kids who haven't played much before. The skill level of that game was amazing. And then these kids are the next step up a game. So both really skillful games. We've been really impressed with the juniors on Sunday juniors. Like in the past, it was, building on and then they'd lead into the Saturday. But I think over the last few years, clubs are using it more as the stepping stone in between and some really high-class games. So I'm thinking Croyt in the 13 under reserves and South in the 15 under reserves.
Okay, there you go. No,
that's
some great
prediction.
games. Now, Hampton League Live on the 3YBFM Facebook page, we are live streaming the football games, which is absolutely fantastic. But we will have regular updates throughout the course of the day of all things netball. So we will have absolutely everything with netball.
I'm going to live stream the netball.
So you're doing live streaming the netball as well.
I'll live stream the netball. It'll be on the Hampton League page.
Fantastic.
So watch out for that.
And football covered on Sunday, which is great because at the moment with COVID restrictions, there's only one parent that's allowed in the gate. So, for that other parent and family members that want to watch, netball is going to be on the Hampton League page. Yep. Whilst the football will be on the Hampton on the 3YBFM page, which is fantastic. So I think that's great for our local supporters.
And bear with me. I'll do my best, but we'll get the game up. I won't be doing any calling.
I'd like to see that. I'd come over and help if I had a chance to. That'd be fantastic. Maybe next year that could be in the pipeline. Yeah. Hey Trish, before we go, we must thank our great sponsors, our league sponsors, SunGold FM flavoured milk. McDonald's have been a great part of the season this year. We've got Powercore, who's been absolutely terrific as well, and Lindock Living. And we can't forget Jodie Lowe and the team at Miss Kit. They're our netball sponsor as well for our MVP. And I'm looking forward to seeing who wins the MVP award too. Is it get close?
I don't know. It's in-house now.
In-house?
I had tried to
have to wait till Maskell Mill
I tried to have a little check last night, but it's gone.
You haven't got the code to get into it?
No.
So that's going to be interesting to see who takes that out as well. On that note, we've run out of time tonight on this Wednesday night. We must thank Hannah Bunny from the Portland Tigers and Ava Pearce from the Warrnambool Blues. And Trish, Saturday, Sunday football and netball. Cannot wait. It's finals time and we are excited.
We are excited.
We'll see you next week.